Hello and welcome. My name's Leanne. I live in Australia and this is my crafty cupboard.
Well, hello. I am just back from the Melbourne Quilt Show. It's the Australasian Quilt Convention, and it was in Melbourne. And I thought you might like to see my goodies that I spoilt myself with. I love watching other people share their sewing treasures, so I thought I would share with you what I opted for this time. So firstly, sitting here is just a little macaron case kit. It's a very tiny picture. So it's essentially sort of two little circles with a zipper in the middle to make a tiny little case, and I thought that was quite cute and I'd like to make some of those. So I bought the kit to do that, and that was from Patchwork Ninja. Well, my big purchase was from East Meets West. And they had fat quarter bundles of the yarn dyed cottons that I absolutely adore. And so this time I bought a range of muted pinks, and as well they had this cute little cotton linen blend of little French bulldogs, and this really sweet fabric with some soft pinks and blues and browns and gold splashes. So I thought they were all adorable and could not do without. As well, there was this most gorgeous panel. I might need to take it out of the plastic so you can see the glare from the light is making it hard to see. So it's this sashiko panel, and I sort of have visions of, perhaps turning it into a patchwork quilt, along with using those gorgeous yarn dyed fabrics. So I also picked up the two pinks they had in sashiko thread, because I'm thinking of doing all of these in pink on the lovely cream background. You can see some of the patterns are quite fine indeed. So there's going to be many, many, many hours of stitching enjoyment on that one. And so this is from QH Textiles, but as I mentioned, I purchased it from East Meets West. And when I got home, I pulled out, I've got these secondhand threads in pink, different shades of pink. Hello, Puss. You want to sit here? So I thought I could use those as well on the sashiko panel. And I was happy to see at their stand as well, there was a flyer for Studio Mio YouTube channel. So I'm going to have a look at that very soon. So I'm quite a fan of Studio Mio, and you might be interested to have a look too. Okay, what else did we get here? I bought this kit, which was pricey, but what attracted me was that the wool felt was already cut in circles, which means I can just sit down and stitch, and it makes this lovely cushion. It just sort of reminded me of well, I mean, they're called puff balls. I guess that's what you had in mind. You know, the little dandelions when they turn to that little puffball that can blow away to carry their seeds away. Well, as a child, we always called those Santa Clauses, and we used to get them and pick them and make a wish to Santa for what we'd want for Christmas, and then blow and they'd send our wish to Santa. Wonder where that tradition came from and if other countries do that as well. And this one I was completely in love with. So this is from Birdhouse. I loved everything on this stall. I just absolutely adored it. Everything was very, very beautiful and all in sort of soft, muted pastel tones. This kit's sort of showing up dark, so I don't know if they made another one on darker fabrics, or it's just in the printing process that this is, you know, coming up dark. But essentially it's a sort of series of patched pieces with little circle stitcheries in the middle. And what caught my eye and interest about this initially is that I've had some of these little stitches before, and I turned them into a drawstring bag. So I was away in Queensland unexpectedly last year and needed to find something to do for a day, and I went to a quilt store and just picked up these. There were just the 6, and so I turned those into pockets on a drawstring bag, and this is jam-packed filled with projects underway. You can see I've got some sachet foil that I'm working on there, my embroidery hoop, lots of threads, all sorts of stitcheries going on in this little bag. So I bought the kit and the panel so that it's already there and you just pick it up and start stitching. So these are the panels for all of these pieces on the quilt. But yeah, if like me you hadn't come across the Birdhouse, I don't know how I haven't come across before, because exquisite. Absolutely found everything so beautiful. I could have bought one of everything on the stand. My next stop was to Hugs and Kisses. Absolutely love Hugs and Kisses as well. And this time I opted to just go for the patterns because I really do have such a stash of fabric here. I should use that. So this is for an adorable table runner. It's called Grand's Famous Jam Drops. And it's got a beautiful stitchery in the middle. And just using up scraps of, to make the little circles and squares. So the kit actually came with cut paper to do the English paper piecing, the Hugs and Kisses way, and also an iron-on transfer. So you just can iron on a transfer for the stitchery, so that'll be lovely to make. And I love this one. I love the sweet little hexies on linen. Sorry, I'll take it out of the packet, it's glaring. There we go. Maple syrup runner. So it's just a lovely linen with hexagon flowers down the center and little running stitch scallops with little flowers. Very, very sweet. I can't wait to make that one. And once again, this comes with the little hexagon pieces for doing the hexagon paper piecing the Hugs and Kisses way, using iron-on shapes that stay there instead of paper that you have to take away. And then there was 2 other little embroidery kits. Now this is from Rowan Dean, but I don't know the stand that I bought it from, unfortunately. So the kit comes complete with everything you need, including needle. So I bought this one. That's better, isn't it? You know, isn't it interesting when you're working on a project, you tend to be attracted to things that might tie in with that project. And so, you know, I saw the adorable flowers and the lovely little bee. And so my garden path project probably drew me to this one. And then this one I found adorable as well, because I love hydrangeas, and I've already made my own tiny little French knot embroidery of hydrangeas, but this one had a sweet little cat down there as well. And so I thought I would enjoy sitting and stitching. And again, it comes with, you know, everything printed on, so you just pick up the pieces and start stitching. So I'm looking forward to that. So in addition to all of those things that I purchased and spent far too much money, but will definitely give myself hours and hours of enjoyment, I purchased some more threads. So this time I went for one to fill. So I got some plains and some variegated. So they're the ones I picked up this time. This one might possibly work in for the sashiko, for the muted pink quilt, but it could be too bright. I'll just have to see. This one will definitely work, a soft pink. This one I really loved. It's sort of mauves and blues and greens and a bit of yellow. So I'm really curious to see how that works up. And some brighter pink. And then I took away with me some ideas for later. So this is the details for Sackville and Lane. Sackville and Lane stand had the most beautiful crochet projects, and I was in love with one of their scarves, but unfortunately they'd sold out of the patterns, and so I've taken this away to look it up and make sure I can get that pattern. And it came in 4 different colorways, so it was just beautiful little crochet hexagons in fine Appleton wool. Oh, absolutely in love with it. And there were so many beautiful crochet and knitting projects to be found, so highly recommend if you're into crochet and knitting to have a little look at Sackville and Lane. The other one that I took the card for is Bare Essence, and Bare Essence had a lot of Sue Spargo kits that I found absolutely beautiful and was interested in, but I had already blown my budget, so I've brought this card away with me as well to have a look online later on. So that was my bag of goodies that I brought back. And if you ever get the chance to go and see the Australasian Quilt Convention, I recommend it for seeing the quilts, because oh my goodness, I could not believe the intricacy of stitching on some of the quilts that were there. They were absolutely stunning. So lots of fun here now for me to get on with, and thanks for watching. I hope you've got some ideas or inspiration or desire to pick up a needle and thread and sit and have a lovely relaxing day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.